What would Mama do?
Somebody gave me a cell phone, I'd keep it.
You're watching the 80s crankiest grandma, but you're actually staring at a lie. Behind the laughs, a secret backstage war destroyed a legendary friendship, and that elderly woman was actually younger than her own children. This show was canceled, killed off, and resurrected, yet the real drama happened when the cameras stopped rolling. You think you know Mama's Family? Think again. Like and subscribe because we're exposing 40 secrets starting now.
Should be done in the privacy of your own bedroom.
Some things are done in the privacy of our bedroom.
I know. Oh, well, fine. How long do you expect that money to last you with no job and no roof over your head?
Number 40. Vicki Lawrence almost killed Mama's Family before it started. When producer Joe Hamilton approached her during the Carol Burnett Show's 9th season about starring in her own sitcom, she flat out said no. She didn't want to wear the fat suit and age makeup for years. She doubted she could carry a show without Harvey Korman and Carol Burnett beside her. The idea terrified her, so she shut it down hard. It took several years and the massive success of the dark Eunice TV movie to finally change her mind. The show almost never existed because its star wanted nothing to do with it.
I think I'll go to the men's room and read the walls.
Number 39. Harvey Korman absolutely hated playing Ed Higgins. Despite being a celebrated comic genius, Korman despised the role of Eunice's slovenly husband in the family sketches. The reason? Ed's flaws hit too close to home. The character reminded him of things he didn't like about himself. Playing Ed made him genuinely uncomfortable in ways other roles didn't. He still reprised the role for Mama's Family's first 2 seasons, but he also took on directing duties and played Alistair Quince, the show's narrator, just to have something else to focus on. Imagine hating a character so much you direct episodes to escape him.
Everybody!
We don't want to wake up Mama.
Number 38. Dorothy Lyman lived an absolutely insane schedule during season 1. She was simultaneously taping All My Children in New York City and Mama's Family in Los Angeles. Every single week, she flew coast to coast between the 2 shows. New York Monday through Wednesday, Los Angeles Thursday and Friday. Repeat forever. She jokingly called this period All My Paychecks because she was earning from 2 hit shows at once. But the travel was brutal. Different time zones, different casts, different characters, constant jet lag. Most actors can barely handle 1 show. Lyman was crushing 2 on opposite coasts simultaneously. Exhausting just thinking about it.
We got some beer in the fridge.
Well, I hope so. Who's down there?
Oh, it's only me, Mama.
Number 37. Ken Berry played 2 completely different brothers in the Mama universe, and nobody explained why. In the 1982 TV movie Eunice, he was Philip Harper, cultured, successful, sophisticated. Then in Mama's Family, he became Vinton Harper, bumbling, dim-witted, kind of a disaster. Same actor, same family, totally different character. The creators basically rebooted the entire family universe for the sitcom and gave Barry a complete personality transplant. Nobody said if Philip disappeared, died, or if they were the same person with a name change. The show just moved forward, hoping nobody noticed. Spoiler, fans definitely noticed and stayed confused.
She left me for dead on the highway and all you care about are some piddly little spots?
Piddly. These things got more spots than a windshield in Alabama.
Number 36. In the November 3, 1983 episode Rasho Mama, something bizarre happens. Vicki Lawrence appears completely out of costume, playing a nurse in a brief, uncredited cameo. No wig, no padding, no age makeup, just her actual 34-year-old self. It's a blink and you miss it moment done purely for fun, showcasing what she really looked like while spending the rest of the episode buried under Mama's transformation. Most viewers never caught it because it happened so fast. But for fans who knew what to look for, it was this weird Easter egg where the real Vicki infiltrated Mama's world. Matrix glitch moment.
Out of the goodness and purity of a mother's heart.
Number 35. The legal battle over Mama. The bad blood between Carol Burnett and Vicki Lawrence wasn't just emotional, it was legal. When Burnett divorced producer Joe Hamilton, their settlement included the rights to the Mama's Family characters. When Hamilton produced the syndicated revival, Burnett tried to stop it, claiming creative rights to the characters she helped create. The situation became a bitter legal tangle, with Lawrence caught in the middle. Though the show went forward, the legal fight sealed the devastating falling out between the mentor, Burnett, and her protege, Lawrence.
Are you telling me that there is no Babylonian roof garden tonight?
Number 34. Carol Burnett's accent decision almost destroyed everything before it started. The original concept for the family sketches called for Midwestern characters with standard American dialects. Safe, neutral, boring. But Burnett insisted on exaggerated Southern accents and mannerisms, and she wouldn't budge. The writers were absolutely horrified. They predicted it would offend the entire South, cause boycotts, and kill the show instantly. They fought her hard on it. Burnett stood firm, and the producers backed her. The Southern characterization became the show's most beloved signature element. Those terrified writers had to watch their worst nightmare become the show's greatest strength. Ultimate irony.
If Daddy married Naomi and the four of us moved to Arizona to live in our own mobile home park.
Whatever turns you on. It was nothing.
Number 33. When the show entered syndication, it wasn't just popular, it was a money-printing machine. By 1990, the syndicated run generated hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue from local stations nationwide. Vicki Lawrence's deal for the syndicated run was massive, including a percentage of the back-end profits. The show that NBC declared a failure turned into a syndicated gold mine, making Lawrence richer than she ever was during her run on the Carol Burnett Show. The cancellation made the cast richer than the network ever could have.
Well, I would love to stay and watch, but I'm sure I can catch it later on Family Feud.
Number 32. Betty White played daughter Ellen Harper for the first 2 NBC seasons, but then disappeared completely from the syndicated revival. Why? It's all about her contract. After the Mary Tyler Moore Show ended, White was extremely particular about avoiding typecasting. She accepted the role of Ellen, the snobby, condescending daughter, only if she appeared infrequently. The idea was to limit her exposure and avoid defining her solely as Ellen. When the show rebooted in syndication with a tighter budget and smaller core cast, she chose not to return, allowing her to take on the role that would truly cement her legacy, Rose Nyland on The Golden Girls.
I read someplace that milk keeps you awake.
Well, good Lord, then I'm already awake, so what's the difference?
Number 31. Raytown's cartoon reality. The writers deliberately made Raytown feel unreal, and it was a conscious creative choice. It wasn't supposed to be an authentic southern town, it was intentionally cartoon-like, existing outside normal reality. Town logic was wonky, neighbors were exaggerated, situations escalated impossibly. They didn't want grounded small-town drama, they wanted heightened absurdity. Mama could be meaner, Naomi could be dumber, everything could be louder, because Raytown wasn't realistic. It's basically Looney Tunes wearing a family sitcom costume. That artistic decision gave them permission to go bigger and weirder every week without worrying about believability. Peak sitcom freedom right there.
I just have a few questions I must ask you.
Well, all right, as long as I don't have to dig that ditch again.
Number 30. Mama's Family's greatest legacy wasn't its humor, it was its business model. When the show was canceled by NBC, its successful revival in first-run syndication proved that network rejects could become massive hits by selling directly to local stations. This success created a blueprint that convinced studios to take big chances on quirky, ensemble-driven shows centered around older women. This shift in TV production climate directly paved the way for the development and acceptance of another iconic NBC failure that became a massive success, The Golden Girls.
Miss Harper, it's me, Naomi.
Well, good Lord, there goes my appetite.
Number 29. Dorothy Lyman, who played Naomi Oates Harper, didn't just act in Raytown, she became a major force behind the camera in the 1990s. After Mama's Family ended, Lyman went on to become an accomplished television director, helming over 75 episodes, more than half of the hit Fran Drescher sitcom, The Nanny. From being antagonized by Mama in the basement, she was suddenly directing Maxwell Sheffield's staff in the penthouse. It's one of the biggest career pivots in sitcom history. Number 28. The Mama's Family theme song had actual words nobody ever heard, and it's kind of tragic. Composer Peter Matz wrote the music, but Vicki Lawrence herself penned full lyrics to Bless My Happy Home. She wrote a complete vocal version capturing Mama's world, her family, her frustrations, her fierce love for her chaotic household. The network loved it. Then they used an instrumental arrangement instead. Lawrence's lyrics were recorded and just shelved. For 130 episodes, audiences hummed a tune that was supposed to have words. Somewhere in a vault exists Vicki singing about Mama's life, and it's one of TV's greatest what-if moments.
Boy, the way things are tightening up, it's getting impossible for us working girls to make a buck, isn't it?
Number 27. Before she became the lusty, fabulous Blanche Devereaux on The Golden Girls, Rue McClanahan played Fran Crowley, Mama's stuffy spinster sister. Fran was the complete opposite of Blanche, obsessed with propriety and unlucky in love. Then, for the syndicated revival, the show brutally killed her off-screen, with Mama stating she died by choking on a toothpick. It was one of the quickest and most unexpected cast changes ever, freeing McClanahan just in time to join the cast of a new show with Betty White.
You didn't give them a thought last night when you were down there in that basement with this tramp. Tramp?
Number 26. The ratings told NBC's cancellation story before it actually happened. Season 1 ranked number 59 in Nielsen ratings. Not great for a mid-season replacement, but survivable enough. NBC showed faith and renewed it anyway. Then Season 2 dropped to number 66. That's a significant slide. And in the cutthroat world of 1980s network television, declining ratings meant death. The show was losing audience, not gaining it. NBC canceled it after Season 2 ended April 7th, 1984. And based purely on the numbers, it made complete business sense. What they didn't anticipate? Their reruns outperforming the originals.
I'm gonna take it from you, you blue-haired old dragon.
Number 25. Season 2 started on a very specific date, September 29th, 1983. After the weird mid-season debut, NBC gave the show a proper fall launch for its second year, which felt like real validation. The network was treating Mama's Family like an actual show now, not just mid-season filler. The season ran from September through April 7th, 1984, giving it a full traditional sitcom schedule. It seemed like the show had finally found stable ground and network confidence. Except the ratings kept sliding anyway, and NBC was already planning the cancellation that would come after the season finale. That fall launch was Mama's last chance.
I would know that dress anywhere. I want to kill you.
Number 24. When the syndicated revival premiered September 27th, 1986, the show was retooled so drastically that key characters simply vanished while new ones appeared. Farewell Franny kills Fran, introduces Bubba from Juvenile Hall, and mentions Buzz and Sonia for the last time ever. Then Buzz and Sonia just disappear. No goodbye, no explanation, no they moved to Florida line. The show literally erases them from existence. Meanwhile, Bubba and Iola show up and become permanent fixtures overnight. It's the most brutal cast overhaul in sitcom history, and the show just keeps going like nothing happened. Peak 1980s, everyone.
Ever since your mother and I got a divorce, I've been,
Needing the company of a woman?
Number 23. The show's total run is basically two different eras. 2 NBC seasons, then it dies completely, then 4 syndicated seasons starting 2 years later. Same title, same star, but the NBC version and syndicated version are almost different shows. Different supporting cast, different studios, different episode lengths, different distribution model, different everything. Fans who watched the NBC version in 1983 and the syndicated version in 1987 were technically watching the same sitcom, but the experience was wildly different. It's like Mama's Family got a complete reboot mid-run while keeping only the lead character. Television had never seen anything like it.
I'm gonna teach Vinton to stand on his own 2 feet.
Number 22. The revival didn't return to NBC or any network. It came back as a new episode syndicated sitcom sold directly to local stations. This was a massive, risky pivot for a sitcom. First-run syndication meant each local station decided whether to air it and when. No network backing, no guaranteed national time slot, no big promotional campaigns. Just a show hoping individual stations across America would take a chance on it. And they did. Stations everywhere picked up Mama's Family, and it became more successful in this scattered, localized format than it ever was with NBC's national platform. Sometimes unconventional wins.
Well, if he'd have stayed on his feet last night in the basement, we wouldn't have a problem right now.
Number 21. Here's the ultimate irony. NBC canceled Mama's Family due to low original episode ratings, but their reruns performed incredibly well. The network killed the show, then kept airing old episodes, and audiences loved them. The reruns got better numbers than some of the original airings ever did. This proved the show had an audience. They just couldn't find it during the initial run with all the time slot shuffling. NBC's own rerun success basically demonstrated they'd made a cancellation mistake. Those strong rerun numbers gave producers the confidence to revive the show in syndication, where it finally found its people.
I get real nervous when I take tests.
Well, that's understandable, so do I.
I'm sweating bullets right now.
Number 20. NBC canceled Mama's Family in 1984 after season 2's poor ratings and constant time slot changes. The show was dead, canceled, finished, over, done. Then something weird happened. NBC's reruns performed really well. Stations kept airing the old episodes and audiences kept watching faithfully. 2 years later, in 1986, the show came back from the dead as a first-run syndicated series. Not on NBC, not on any network, but directly through local stations making brand new episodes. It's like the show got resurrected through sheer audience demand. The cancellation that should have ended everything actually made Mama bigger than ever. Now we're taking a quick pause to ask, did you watch Mama's Family when it first aired, or did you discover it in reruns on TBS or ION? Which character was your favorite? Cranky Mama, Ditzy Naomi, or Bumbling Vinton? Tell us in the comments which fact has surprised you most so far. Alright, let's get back to the countdown with number 19.
Oh my goodness, then, can't you unwind having a pleasant meal with your family?
She's right. Now sit down and be pleasant, damn it.
Number 19. After NBC canceled the show in 1984, it came back in 1986 for first-run syndication. And here's the kicker. The syndicated version became the highest rated sitcom in first-run syndication for its entire 4-season run. It crushed the NBC version's ratings and outperformed many actual network shows. The show that NBC declared dead and canceled became more successful in syndication than it ever was on the network. It wasn't even close. The syndicated Mama dominated its time slots across local stations nationwide. Sometimes getting canceled is the absolute best thing that can happen to a show. NBC must have been kicking themselves.
Well, I know that maybe I haven't always been such a good mother.
Number 18. Before the sitcom existed, there was a 1982 TV movie called Eunice that took these beloved characters somewhere shockingly dark. The movie's final act reveals that Mama has died, like actually dead, gone. And it shows Eunice at her absolute lowest point, trapped in her small town life with zero escape. It's bleak, depressing, and about as far from sitcom territory as you can possibly get. Yet this dark, tragic TV movie was so successful that NBC thought, perfect, let's make a weekly comedy. The movie proved audiences loved these characters even in their darkest, most painful moments.
One hell of a birthday for you, eh, Barbara?
Number 17. That 1982 Eunice TV movie actually shows Mama's death on screen. Not implied, not mentioned, the character dies in the movie's final act. It's genuinely sad and heavy, built around her being gone and Eunice dealing with the aftermath. Then a year later, Mama's Family premieres, and Mama's alive, yelling at everyone like nothing happened. The show just ignores the movie's ending completely. No explanation, no "it was a dream" retcon, nothing. The sitcom essentially resurrects Mama without acknowledging she died. The continuity makes zero sense, and nobody cared because they needed Mama alive for the sitcom to work.
It is not easy running a hardware store in the middle of home improvement week.
Number 16. Harvey Korman pulled insane triple duty during the NBC seasons. He played Ed Higgins, Eunice's slovenly husband, a role he hated because it reminded him of his own flaws, but he also directed episodes and played Alastair Quince, the show's English narrator doing voiceover work. So Korman would act as Ed in one scene, then direct other actors in the next scene, then record Alastair's narration. 3 completely completely different jobs on the same show simultaneously. And remember, he despised playing Ed, so he was directing, narrating, and performing a role that made him uncomfortable, all at once. That's professional commitment.
Sit Mama in a corner somewhere and let her make fancy doodads out of beer can tops.
Number 15. The Mama character first appeared in 1974 on the Carol Burnett Show in a sketch called The Family. And Vicki Lawrence was only 24 years old when she first played this elderly grandmother. 24! Portraying a character at least 40 years older than her actual age. Carol Burnett actually switched roles with Lawrence at the last minute because she believed Lawrence would nail Mama perfectly. And she was right. A woman barely out of college became one of TV's most believable senior citizens. Lawrence played Mama for 16 total years across sketches and the sitcom. That's insane commitment to a bit.
We would like to arrange a trip to Tahiti.
Well, you wouldn't know to look at the two of you that you had a nickel to your name.
Number 14. Bob Mackey's costume work was so masterful, he won an Emmy specifically for transforming Vicki Lawrence into an elderly woman. The 1984 Primetime Emmy for Outstanding Costume Design went to Mackey for Mama's birthday, recognizing his detailed transformation work. Gray wig, padding, age makeup, sensible shoes, every element meticulously crafted. But here's what's insane. This wasn't a one-time movie effect. Mackey had to design this transformation to work week after week, year after year, maintaining consistency while Lawrence wore it for hours during filming. That Emmy recognized not just the costume, but the engineering achievement of sustainable aging makeup for weekly sitcom production.
Are you two through sucking face?
Number 13. Vicki Lawrence's entire career started with pure luck and perfect timing. In 1967, she was just a high school senior who loved the Carol Burnett Show. She wrote Carol a fan letter. That's it. Burnett noticed Lawrence looked eerily similar to her, actually attended the Miss Fireball contest where Lawrence competed, watched her win, then cast this teenager with zero professional acting experience on a network variety show. No training, no auditions, no industry connections, no agents. Just a resemblance and a letter. Lawrence went from high school to CBS instantly. Her entire decades-long career started because she mailed a letter as a starstruck kid.
For somebody my age.
Well, sure, they're always looking for women who aren't gonna run off and get married or turn around and get pregnant.
Number 12. Mama's age-defying career. Vicki Lawrence spent her entire youth playing elderly. She was 24 when Mama debuted in 1974, 33 when the sitcom premiered in 1983, and 41 when it ended in 1990. For 16 years, she was buried under age makeup, fat suits, and gray wigs. She basically skipped looking her actual age on television during her prime years. While other actresses were playing glamorous young women in their 20s and 30s, Lawrence was perfecting elderly mannerisms and cranky grandmother behavior. Her entire TV identity became old lady during the years she was actually young. Absolutely wild career choice for someone that age.
Some things are done in the privacy of our bedroom.
I know.
Number 11. This is bonkers. When Mama's Family premiered in 1983, Vicki Lawrence was literally younger than every actor playing her children. She was 33 years old. Ken Berry, who played her son Vinton, was 49, 16 years older than Lawrence. Carol Burnett, playing daughter Eunice, was 50, 17 years older. Betty White, playing daughter Ellen, was 61, 28 years older. So Mama was getting lectured and bossed around by her kids who were literally old enough to be her actual parents in real life. Bob Mackey's transformation work made biology completely irrelevant. The casting age dynamics were totally backwards. Number 10. Devastating split. The falling out between Carol Burnett and Vicki Lawrence is genuinely heartbreaking. Burnett discovered Lawrence, mentored her, made her a star. They had this deep, almost mother-daughter bond that defined both their careers. Then Burnett's divorce from producer Joe Hamilton tore everything apart. Hamilton owned the Mama's Family characters, and when he wanted to continue the syndicated version, Lawrence agreed to keep playing Mama under his production. Burnett saw this as Lawrence choosing Hamilton over her during the worst period of her life. They stopped speaking for years. The relationship that had created everything was destroyed over business and loyalty during a bitter divorce. Number 9. Carol Burnett and Vicki Lawrence's devastating feud only ended after Joe Hamilton died in 1991. For years, these two women who had created Mama together couldn't even speak to each other. The rift was that deep and that painful. Hamilton's death finally removed the central point of conflict between them. Only then could they begin to rebuild their relationship and heal the wounds. It took a man's death to end a feud between two women who had once been like family. The reconciliation came, but it took nearly a decade and a tragedy to make it happen. The lost years between them were gone forever. Number 8. Mama's Family didn't get canceled. Vicki Lawrence quit, and that decision ended everything. The syndicated version was massively successful with strong ratings and could have continued for years. But after 6 sitcom seasons, 130 episodes, and 7 years in the role, Lawrence was done. Add the 16 total years she'd played Mama since the Carol Burnett Show, and she'd spent nearly 2 decades transforming into an old woman. She wanted to do other projects, explore different roles, just be herself. So she walked away. Without Lawrence, there was no show. They couldn't replace Mama. Her show, her decision, her ending.
Horse is a horse, of course. Talk to a horse, of course. Good morning, Mama.
Number 7. Vicki Lawrence played Mama for 16 years total, spanning 2 completely different shows. From the Carol Burnett Show's The Family sketches starting in 1974 through Mama's Family ending in 1990, she spent nearly 2 decades inside that costume. Think about that. 16 years wearing fat suits, gray wigs, and age makeup. 16 years perfecting an elderly woman's voice and mannerisms. 16 years being buried under Bob Mackey's transformation while missing out on playing characters her actual age. Most actors play a role for a few seasons and move on. Lawrence dedicated almost 2 decades to one elderly character. Unprecedented commitment. Number 6. Vicki Lawrence fought against Mama's Family existing at all. When Joe Hamilton approached her during the Carol Burnett Show's 9th season about starring in her own Mama sitcom, she refused immediately and emphatically. She didn't want to wear the fat suit and age makeup for years of weekly production. She doubted she could carry an entire show without Harvey Korman and Carol Burnett beside her every week. The idea terrified her completely, so she shut it down hard. It took several years and the massive success of the Dark Eunice TV movie to finally convince her. The show's biggest obstacle was its own star. Number 5. Costume designer Bob Mackie didn't just create a costume, he created a complete human transformation that had to work every single week. Turning 33-year-old Vicki Lawrence into 65-year-old Thelma Harper required obsessive attention to detail. Gray wig styled perfectly, padding distributed naturally, age makeup applied precisely, sensible shoes, house dresses, everything. But here's the genius. This transformation had to be repeatable, consistent, and sustainable for years of production. It couldn't take 8 hours to apply or fall apart under studio lights. Mackie engineered a weekly aging process that earned him a 1984 Primetime Emmy for outstanding costume design. One man's vision literally created television's most believable elderly character. Number 4. When Vicki Lawrence first played Mama in 1974, she was 24 years old, portraying a character at least 40 years her senior. 24. Most 24-year-olds are starting their careers playing young adults, romantic leads, or supporting roles. Lawrence was perfecting elderly mannerisms and grandmother voices. Carol Burnett switched roles with her at the last minute because she believed Lawrence would nail it. And Lawrence did. So well that she became trapped in that character for the next 16 years. A woman barely out of college became one of television's most convincing senior citizens. That's not a career path anyone plans. Number 3. Harvey Korman hated playing Ed Higgins for the most personal reason possible. The character reflected his own flaws back at him. Despite being a celebrated comedy legend with impeccable timing, Korman found Ed's slovenly nature and character flaws too close to things he didn't like about himself. Playing Ed made him genuinely uncomfortable in ways no other role ever had. It wasn't about the writing or the jokes, it was about seeing his own imperfections magnified on screen every week. He still did it for 2 seasons while also directing and playing narrator Alistair Quince. Imagine performing a character that haunts you personally. Number 2. The accent that almost killed everything. Carol Burnett's insistence on Southern accents almost destroyed the entire Mama universe before it started. The original concept for the family sketches called for safe, neutral Midwestern characters with standard American dialects. But Burnett demanded exaggerated Southern accents and mannerisms, and she absolutely wouldn't budge. The writers were horrified. They literally predicted it would offend the entire South, cause regional boycotts, and kill the show. They fought her decision hard. Burnett ignored everyone and stood firm. The producers backed her gamble. Those Southern voices became the show's most beloved signature element. The thing writers swore would destroy everything became what made it iconic. Number 1. Younger than her children. When Mama's Family premiered, Vicki Lawrence was 33 years old, playing 65-year-old Thelma Harper. But here's the absolutely insane part. She was literally younger than the actors playing her children. Ken Berry, her son Vinton, was 16 years older than her. Carol Burnett, her daughter Eunice, was 17 years older. Betty White, her daughter Ellen, was 28 years older. Lawrence was getting bossed around and lectured by her kids, who were old enough to be her actual parents. Bob Mackey's makeup was so convincing that nobody questioned the backwards biology. The youngest person on set played the oldest character. Television's greatest age illusion. And there you have it, 40 wild and shocking facts about Mama's Family. Which facts surprised you the most, and which ones did we miss? Tell us in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Raytown's most dysfunctional family, be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with that friend who still quotes Mama whenever things get chaotic at family dinners.